Hey guys, Ryan Earnhardt here from CreativeSoundLab.tv. Well, today I want to do a little bit of review on a hi-fi headphone amp called the Miyo by H2 Designs. The Miyo definitely makes a huge improvement on a stock headphone amp that you'd find in a computer. I know for me, I spent the first couple days just downloading FLAC files, really high-res music files, and I was really enjoying the results. This is not something that I've gotten to do very much at all. So instead of the music being in front of you, it's almost to the sides and around you. And it's almost like turning up the volume where you're able to hear more detail because you turn up the volume. Well, it's almost the same way with this, but you don't have to turn up the volume. You can listen at low levels and still hear all that detail. It's almost like leaning into your speakers and really paying attention. It was really interesting how much it did to the headphones. I don't have really nice headphones. They're actually like $30 mono price headphones. But I was amazed at how the Miyo was able to really shake the drivers in the headphones and really bring out a lot of detail in the music. In short, the highs sounded a lot smoother. The lows actually sounded a lot deeper. I was actually pretty impressed with how much low end is in some of my favorite albums. I literally did not know that it was there. In a regular listening environment, I just wouldn't even catch that sort of stuff. The operation is really pretty easy. For a Mac, you plug it in, it's ready to go. Windows, you have to just install a driver. It comes with a short cable like this, which I think is plenty. It's got a really cool USB in to it, really sleek. And then it has a mini plug at the other end. Now, what's cool about this is we actually have two headphone outputs and we have an input. So it's not only two headphone outs, but it's also an input. So if you need to record a source into your computer on the fly, you have an input right here. You don't have to use that standard input on your laptop. So the metering on the Miyo is actually really great. It has a huge range, starting at about -54 dBFS. We start to see activity in the form of blue lights, left and right, starting right down here. And then as we get louder, we start to see more and more blue lights for left and right. And as we get louder, we see -36, -30, -18. This is great for tracking. We can actually see what's going on and make sure that we're hearing a correct level. I wouldn't use this to necessarily set a level for a microphone, but it's just nice to see what's going in to your headphone amps, so you know that you're hearing a good, clean signal. Now, more than just these amplitudes here, we can also fold this over, and by using a white light, now we have more values added on top of this. So now with -15, -12, -9, we start to see white lights for louder sources. This is great for any time we're listening to music which has been mastered. And so we can actually see that, okay, we're not going too hot into the Miyo. This just gives a point of reference to make sure that we have a great, clean signal. Now, an important note is that these meters actually represent the signals going into the Miyo. And so when you adjust your listening volume, there's no effect on these meters whatsoever. So if you're using the input and the output of the Miyo, then the metering changes quite a bit. Instead of left and right, we have input, output, and then left for the top three, right for the bottom three. So the input is represented by green lights instead of blue, so they're green all the way up to -18. And that's really an optimal place for a converter on an input. So we have left and right, green. Now, if we get hotter than -18, then they start to slowly change to yellow. And if they clip, it'll be represented by a red light. Now, the output is the same as what it was. It's still the blue lights going up to -18 dBFS, and then white lights from there on. Now, the actual pushing power of the Miyo is actually pretty impressive. It's really loud. It can get headphones very loud. And in fact, I've noticed that, clicking up or clicking down, you can actually hear the individual increments of volume. This just has such a wide range of volume to it that it can go real quiet and it can go louder than really what you want to go. Using 40 ohm headphones, I'm usually listening to music about halfway up or 60% of the volume. Now, what's kind of cool about really high-end stuff like this is that it operates at kind of a high heat level. They've actually used the external body of the Miyo as a heat sink. And so there's nothing spared here. It's all about the quality, and it generates heat. And the body of the headphone amp actually helps to dissipate the heat. Now, one cool trick the guys at H2 Designs told me about is you can actually run a set of monitors with this. It is 4 dB lower than +4 line level. So it is a little bit more quiet than your typical line level, but you can rig it up to power a set of monitors. It'd be unbalanced, but you can take advantage of the state-of-the-art conversion. Okay, so I definitely enjoyed listening to music on this. I feel like it can be something I can really trust. I've heard back-to-back the stock headphone amp against the Miyo. I hear a big difference, okay? I really do, even on cheap headphones. And I think after this, I'm gonna really invest in some nice headphones. So paired with this, I have a really good listening environment anywhere I go. If you want more information on the Miyo, you can go to gomiyo.com. Let me know if you have any questions about this, my experience with the headphone amp. Be hanging out in the comments below.